Hi there, my Pisces friends. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net, and I'm here doing a monthly reading for the month of May 2017. And today I'm using the Mystic Dreamer Tarot. Well, you had some nice cards come out. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, and this I'm using as the underlying influence card, is the Knight of Wands. And this is what I call the honeymoon period card, because this is just pure energy, passion, enthusiasm. And Knights bring about change because they are really the most power of their suit, the most concentrated energy of their suit. So enthusiasm, inspiration, creativity, passion, I already said that. All of that energy there's all this energy underlying your situation right now in May. And just the sheer fact that you're so inspired or so passionate about something, or your creativity is just pouring, just bubbling over. It's like you have to find an outlet for all this energy. And so with that being on the underlying foundation or theme, that's going to be driving what's happening and the energy surrounding you on the month of May. Oh, and then the card under that was the King of Wands. So he's a master at taking all this energy that the Knight has and funneling it and productively, constructively using it to manifest and take action. So this is great. So in the recent past is a Seven of Cups, and this is a very Piscean, sorry, card. This is the dreamy, daydreaming, fantasy, sort of disconnected card that is a trait of a Pisces person. It's a really beneficial energy because you need to be able to dream, daydream, fantasize, think, what if, I would love to have things this way or that way. So this is so beneficial because without this, you don't think of ideas. This is the stage of creativity where you're coming up with the ideas. So this is in the recent past. So you've had all these ideas coming in and you've really been fantasizing and planning it out in your mind. And what's happening now is you're starting to take action. You're starting to implement and make these things come about in the real world. Your focus is victory, another Wands card. So lots of energy and action. How beautiful is this? This is accolades, recognition. So when this card comes up, it could literally just mean you're in your town newspaper. You could be in the national news, I don't know. You could be in your work newsletter or publication. You could get recognized at a meeting. You could get recognized by your community. So all sorts of different ways that could come about. But I always like to remind people when this card comes up is don't forget to count your own wins, because most people don't realize what our sort of struggles and demons or things we've had to overcome. Like most people have no idea what other people are going through. We'll see them as like, oh, good, we just can't, unless you know someone really, really well, it's hard to know what they've gone through. I mean, I have this person I used to work with, and the more I got to know about their past, I was like, wow, they have not had it easy. And I could see why sometimes they seemed to have very overly strong boundaries. But I was like, wow, coming from an abusive background, I can see why they're like that, because they've been really hurt and they need to protect themselves. We don't often have that information. So you have to congratulate your own self and count all your wins, no matter how small. So if you were at a gathering with family and say your mother always sort of gets to you and it's like, you know what, I didn't let mom suck me in that time. Like, count that. That's a big deal. And that's a big deal that most people wouldn't know. So you have to be your own advocate and your own cheerleader. And it's crossed by this card of confidence and independence. This Nine of Pentacles talks about being able to, you're fully responsible for your entire life. You're accountable and responsible in every way. You take care, you're able to manage your house, your finances, your health, your work, your everything, your home. You've just got it. Like, you can count on yourself. You can count on yourself to pay the bills on time. You can count on yourself to make sure all the maintenance things are taken care of. You can count on yourself to be reliable at work, to be responsible at home. And if you can count on yourself, that's what builds confidence. If you know you can count on yourself to get up and get things done when they need to be, instead of, hitting snooze and sleeping through your alarm and things like that. And each day, you can count on yourself. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. You don't spend all this energy trying to get out of it. You know how people do that all the time? They're like, first of all, they just don't say no if they don't have the time or energy. And they'll say yes, but then they spend all this time and energy trying to get out of it, trying to find a way to send the best text that says, I'm so sorry, when, you know what I mean? It's like, ugh, it's exhausting. And that doesn't bring confidence, because you're not letting someone else down. You're letting yourself down in situations. So this is saying that you are really in charge right now. You are honoring commitments. You're on top of things. You're really in a good place. So I almost feel like this is an internal victory. More than anything, it's like, you're like, I really got my shit together. Like, I'm really doing well. And sort of the overall lesson you're learning is to delegate and not to overburden yourself. So you're only taking on things that are truly your responsibility. And when you do this, you're able to manage things well, because you're not overburdened with other people's crap that they put on you, or you think you have to take on for whatever reason, because of what other people think, or what super controlling codependent people try to force on you, and all sorts of stuff. So it's like, this is a time when you drop all the wands. You just drop them all, and then you take a step back and you look at them and you're like, which of these wands are actually my responsibility? And only picking back up the ones that are truly your burden or responsibility. Not all responsibilities are, you don't have to look at them as burdens, but truly your wand to carry. And other people will have to pick up their own damn wands, quite frankly. And then this brings about, it's like, once you're feeling confident in yourself, like, you're more open. So here we have another night. What's the energy of cups? Emotions, strong, good emotions. It's upright. They're all positive cards, so I'm not going to read this in the negative light. Just bringing about a new emotional beginning, a new emotional way of life, opening yourself up to love, to newness. Because when you're feeling confident, you're not afraid of bringing in like a negative person, because you're like, if I find out there are red flags, then I just move on. I don't need them. I'm not desperate. I'm not out of control. So I'm trying to control everyone else, because that makes me feel in control. People who feel out of control, it's usually because they are not confident in control of themselves. So they, instead of fixing themselves like she did, they try to control other people sometimes. You know what I'm talking about. So you're opening up a whole new level of emotional experience in a very positive way. And look at this, how you see yourself. I am getting rid of situations that are toxic and negative and mentally and emotionally exhausting and potentially abusive. I'm out of there. You're not tolerant. You're like, here you go, drop. That's your stick to carry. You can choose to pick it up or not, but I'm not taking it with me. I am not taking it with me. I am taking my stuff and I'm moving on. I'm not carrying other people's baggage anymore for them. And I'm really letting go of any baggage I don't truly need to carry forward. And other people, look at other people. See, wait, if you have the Knight, the Six of Wands, the Victory card, and the Magician, that's amazing. And this card, this Nine of Pentacles too, says you have the means, you have everything you need to manifest the life that you want. It's getting your mindset around it. It's expending your energy in the right places with the right people on the right things. And people are like taking notice, like, this person's, they're getting shit done. Like, look at what they're doing. Look at how they've changed their life. Now, remember, there's always that asshole that doesn't like to see you change or move forward or grow. They like to keep you in that box. So they do this, this, and this, and that's who they are, and that's who they've always been, and that's the box I put them in. And I'm not going to be comfortable with them growing and becoming different and blossoming. And again, but that's what you figured out. You're like, see ya, bye-bye. If you're going to try to stunt my growth, then you can't get, there's no room for you in my boat. And the boat's leaving. Bye-bye. Sorry, not happening. Yeah. That's what he does. He cuts away all the extraneous crap in our lives that just weigh us down. It's negative. Life is too short. I know 5 people in the last 2 months that have died. And 4 of them, I'm extremely close. I know them through a very close friend of mine. So it's like 1 degree of separation. And then another person was an acquaintance that had just died. Nice guy. I hadn't seen him in a while, but super. 5 people in 2 months. And only 2 of them were older, were like in their 80s. One was in their 90s and one was in their 80s. So one guy was 45, one was 60, and one was 50. We cannot continue to carry burdens, and we cannot continue to wait around for things to happen. We have to make our own way. We have to take action. And it's easier to take action when you've cut away. You're not carrying other people's burdens. You're not spending all this time and energy and money and whatever on someone who's trying to make us responsible for their things. And it's funny, we end with the Moon card, which I see has, Pisces definitely has a moon. I think this is probably is this Cancer? Can't remember what astrologic sign, but it's definitely the moon and Pisces, that watery, emotional energy go together. The moon, it's exhilarating. It can be, it talks about cycles and I really feel like you are on, and maybe by I don't know when the full moon is in May, like the 12th or something, somewhere around there. I think by that time, it's like for me, this is more of a timing card in this spread, because it's like it's like a cycle's ending and a new one is beginning. And this new cycle it's a new way of being for you, a new way of thinking about things, a new way of dealing with things emotionally, a new way of distributing your energy and really taking responsibility and being able to translate these ideas and your creativity into action and taking action and putting this creativity out into the world. This is a beautiful reading, Pisces. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful month, and I'll see you at the next reading. Take care.